Quan's going crazy. What's up, Quan? You watching Chase drift? Alright, he'll be back around in a second. Alright, well, the R33 is coming out to the shop so we can pull out this quarter panel and get some overs on her. This side's pretty decent, but this whole front end is crashed too. But I got a whole core support for this. I picked it up like 5-6 months ago from my good buddy Miguel down in Miami. He runs an auto import dealership and he sells all kinds of JDM cars. So you can hit up Japanese Car Hub down in Miami, Florida, and he could probably get you squared away with any, imports you want to get, from Japan. So with that being said, let's get this thing up to the shop and see how we're going to start to pull it out. Also, slim chance, if anybody wants to trade an S2 hood for an S1 hood, let me know. I got this hood for a really good deal with these fenders, so I couldn't say no, but it's in perfect condition, but it's an S1 and I need an S2, so. There it goes. Damn. How you feel, bud? Good. I need to get air in one of the tires. All right, we got the R33 off the trailer and it's next to my forklift. And this forklift weighs it's gotta weigh at least 1,000 pounds. So I should just be able to put the come along on there and get it on here. I'm wondering if I should get some weld on tabs or something, something, more serious that won't come off. I don't know. There's a lot of options here. Chase has done this before and I think he's pretty excited to help with this. So whatever ideas he has, I'm sure we'll just do it that way, because at the end of the day we are putting over fenders on it, but it has to be pulled back into the shape that's necessary for the trunk to close and the bumper to go on and the tail light to go in. So it needs a lot of work, but that's what this channel is all about, right? It's like taking something that is intimidating or challenging, right, and showing you that it can be done. So we're gonna do that. I'm over at the house right now. Yesterday we went ahead and did the termite treatment for the slab, and today I'm getting the slab inspected pre-pour. So as soon as this guy gets here, looks at the slab and gives me the stamp of approval, it's time to schedule concrete. Now that should not take any more than a week or two to get it poured and finished. Once it's poured and finished and I get it inspected again, I can schedule the appointment to get the building made. So really, things can start moving as quickly as the approvals come through. So I'll let you guys know what happens as soon as the inspector leaves. In the meantime, I'm gonna straighten up back here. All right, we got the go ahead. We're good to go for concrete. So we'll call some concrete companies, schedule a pour, and it is time for the shop. So I'm gonna go back to work and then go back to my shop after work and work on some other stuff. So I'll catch up with you guys when I get to the shop. Back at the shop. So something I want to knock out right now is the rest of the audio system on the Mark II. Over the last few days, I've been in the car wiring up basically a whole SCAR audio system. I have a Sony XAV double din touchscreen head unit. It's really, really nice. And then I got some tweeters up here. I got 6-inch door speakers and then 8-inch deck speakers. So I went ahead and rewired the whole audio system with 14 gauge wire. I went ahead and just ran black and red, from the head unit to the speakers. So the idea here was, since I have a 4-channel amp, that I would run the tweeters off of the head unit but put a high pass filter between it. So I already got the high pass filter wired in, I got the tweeters wired into the head unit, and then the door speakers and the deck speakers are wired into the amp in the back. So I just need to put in a signal wire that goes from the head unit to the amp, but I already got all the other accommodating wires in there. I need to put on a couple of the connectors on the passenger side door speaker and then get the wires shortened and get that all buttoned up. But other than that, I'm pretty much, got that dialed in. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm working with here. And then once that's all complete, I'm gonna start working on cleaning up the interior and getting it back into the car. Because at this point, the only thing I'm waiting on is the harness that's being finished up right now. And I don't have to have the interior out to get the harness in, just the area by the glove box. So let's tackle this. So as you guys just saw, I went ahead and wired in that last speaker right there. And then I went ahead and started steam cleaning like the door cards and the interior plastics just because they had a bunch of body filler all over them and stuck to them. And then I've like painted and clear coated in here too, so there's a chance that like that's why they're like so gummed up with stuff. So I've been steam cleaning all of those things to try to get them as clean as possible before I reassemble the car. And Peck just stopped by and he bought this sick steering wheel for 25 bucks off Facebook Marketplace. Now, this is from 1980, so it's fitted for not cars that they make these days. So what I'm going to do is template it off a quick release, and I'm going to drill some holes, and I'm going to make this mount to an NRG quick release setup. So let's get cracking on this thing. While I finish cleaning up over here, I'm going to give this back to Peck. I'm going to give him this quadruple zero steel wool, and he's going to go ahead and get all like the pitting and the cloudiness off the steering wheel. So here's what it looks like now. Right, I started hitting this area with this steel wool, and look at how clean it is already. So I'm gonna give this to him, and I'm gonna let him just sit here, and you just take it and put a little bit of pressure on it. You see, not too much. You could even use like a Filtz polish with it if you wanted to, but I'm all out of it. But this is working just fine. So go around the whole thing and get it nice and cleaned up, and then we'll hit it with the buffer, which I got right here. I kind of want to get like a bigger buffing wheel now that I know that this inner diameter is right. I want to get like a huge wheel to put on here. And then I'd be able to polish lips and faces like this or big wheels like this easily. This man hopped on the polishing wheel. We got a little bit of the finishing polish on there right now. This thing's going to look crazy. Alright, let's see it. I think it looks pretty good. Has it got a mirror finish though?
Yeah. Y'all can see yourselves?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Oh yeah. That looks great.
And then we got Zach here, the other Zach.
Hello Zach.
Hi.
Zach was just telling me that his friend was scrapping a Suburban and that he started taking parts off the Suburban for me. For me.
Yeah, for him.
For me?
Yeah, for you.
For me.
Yeah, we do this right there.
Right out there.
Yeah, man, right out there.
Oh man, he made it for me. He got him for me. You know the friendship sandwich video? That's what he's referencing. Either way, I'll show him to you guys later. But yeah, and I'm also trying to get like front seats and back seats for it too, the black cloth, because mine are completely worn. So yeah, we'll see soon. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and tape this thing up right here so I can make some Sharpie lines and marks so I can go ahead and punch it and drill it.
I like your little headrest, buddy.
What are we punching and drilling?
I don't know, man. He has a little nice headrest like we're about to make an OnlyFans content. You know what I mean?
What are you going on about?
The little head thingy, bro. You
Oh
know
my
what I'm saying?
gosh.
Like,
No,
it's
this is for YouTube content.
I like POV. Wait,
Wait, what? Huh?
POV YouTube content. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the
Shh.
previews.
I'm making content, guys.
I'm here for the punching and drilling.
Yeah, I need to punch and drill.
Wait,
All
are
right,
you
so
gonna lube anything up before you drill it?
I'll use a little bit of oil, yeah,
Yes.
When do you punch things? Like before, after, or during?
with the hammer.
I'll put my grills in now
Now
or
you're
later.
talking.
I like where this is going.
The hole in here is not even centered. It's absolutely wild.
Uh-oh.
Is it followed?
All right, so I'm gonna take this old wheel and I'm gonna line it up right here, and I'm just gonna line up these this part right here.
He's a genius on the works.
What? This? Or this?
Yeah. The first one, yes. That one. Thank you.
I didn't come here. I feel instantly better.
Shh. Pack. Alright, so got it all done. Got it mounted to the NRG hub. Perfect. This thing's baller. What you think? You excited?
Hell yeah.
There you go, bruh.
I can't wait. Tomorrow we're gonna do the horn, so stay tuned.
I'll catch you guys back here after work tomorrow. Alright, check this thing out. So probably like a year ago, I came here at lunchtime, and while I was here, somebody was carrying a forklift with a forklift, and I know who the forklift belonged to that was getting carried, and they were about to scrap it. So I told them to come put it down here, and it's just been sitting here in front of my shop for, well, like a year. And I've been getting the itch to work on this thing. So yesterday I came out here and I like pulled the whole harness off it, and I'm just gonna like rebuild this harness and then put it on here so I can get it running. And then once I get my shop built, I'm gonna take it home and I'm gonna do like a full restoration on it. So it's like a 1980 Heister. I think it's an L30 Space Saver, or it could be an L25, I'm not sure. And it's got a 4-cylinder engine in it, and it runs on propane. So I was told that it runs. I'm not sure if it runs, but I'm gonna rebuild the harness because it's very, very simple, and I've been getting the itch to do it. So we're gonna take this into the shop and then get it all opened up and then start running some new wires. The engine looks pretty, I don't know what to call it. It looks old. It looks like it's, 50 years old. 4 spark plugs, a distributor. Looks like it's got a Honda radiator in it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So I went ahead and took pictures of where the harness connects to this junction box right here. And then everywhere that the harness connects, I just snipped it so I can see where all the wires go to. It seems like a pretty efficient way to reverse engineer this thing. So as long as I just run all the lengths in this with the proper colors and all that, then I'll be able to come out here and then see what they go to and put on the proper connections for them. Alright, let's build this harness. So here we have this big scary mess, and this is where it runs to the ignition. So I snipped that in half because this is pretty simple. And then this is the rest right here. This goes to the engine, all of these, and then this is what goes up to that little power distribution box. And yeah, these go down to the starter and all that. So let's get this rewired. Alright, so I need more colors. I only have green, red, and black because that's all I needed for my audio system. But there's like 5 or 6 colors in this harness. So I'm hungry. So I'm going to run up to the store and I'm going to get some food. And then I'm going to run over to Harbor Freight and I'm going to grab, like, they've got like a wire rack. It's got like, I think like 400 feet of wire on it. And it's a bunch of different shades. I wish it was a little bit more ranged in the colors, because there's like, it's like blue, brown, and like one other color, and then there's just like shades of those, so it's whatever. Either way, I'll be able to put the harness together properly and at least know what I'm looking at. So, if most of the colors match up except for 1 or 2, that's okay. I'll hit you guys up when I get over to Harbor Freight. Alright, so I went to Harbor Freight and I grabbed this little wire rack like I was telling you guys about, and then I came here and I made the harness, as you saw in the time lapse. So now that it's all like strung up and I got all the wires in it, I'm gonna go fit it into the forklift and kind of see what adjustments I need to make.
Forklift time, baby!
At least I have good support. After I finish up some other things, maybe on another day, I'll get it put onto the forklift and try to get everything running. Then I'll pull it back off and I'll get some like wire loom on it and clean it all up and make sure it looks good. But today, I'm going over to Daily Driven. It's a meet hosted by Joe Philhauer up in Cocoa. And yeah, I gotta get the car washed and then I gotta drive it out there. But first, I have to take the taillights and the exhaust off the GS300 because somebody's coming to buy them. And what GS300, you ask? This one. Grabbed this GS300 for 750 bucks. It's got a 2J in it. Obviously, it's a non-turbo VVTi, and I'm just parting it out. These things seem to have a pretty decent market for parts, so this one's gonna get sent to its grave, and it needs to because it's a pile. It's got a lot of miles on it. Somebody jacked up the car through the bottom of it, and it's got a huge hole in it. No, really, look. It's a hole. You can't jack your car up there. You just can't do it. But yeah, it's got some nice parts on it. It's got Tane coilovers on it, which Josh is going to buy. And yeah, some other good random parts. So yeah, we're just parting this thing out, and we're gonna get rid of it, make some money off it, and then keep it pushing. So now that I got this exhaust off, just got to get off these tail lights, and then I can focus on what I'm doing today, which is washing the 240SX. So we got the tail lights and the exhaust off the GS, and that's gone. And then I went ahead and put on my, what are these, the B-pillar panels right here, because it was looking ugly without them. Now I'm gonna go pick up Brandy, and we're gonna head out to the daily driven meet. So gotta venture all the way back to Palm Bay, then come up here, and then we're gonna get in the 240 and go wash it at Zach's shop, and then head to the meet. Alright, now that the 240 is clean, I can grab the laptop, go ahead and plug it in, and we can get on the road. Fashionably late, but that's alright. I don't want to be there for 6 hours anyways. There's no way you're gonna get me for 6 hours other than my job and my other job, which is here at the shop. I'll see you guys at the meet. What's up, Chase?
Welcome to Dabitat Video.
I put this car together years ago. If you've been around long enough, you probably saw this on my Instagram back in the day. This car came into a shop that I worked at. I took off the stock twin turbos and I put on this single turbo manifold, the turbo, and then I actually put nylon rope in each of the 6 cylinders and took out all of the valve springs and put in new valve guides on this engine right here. So we just got back from Daily Driven, and I won an award for under construction car because, well, as you guys know, I build all these cars, so they wanted to make sure the award goes to somebody who's like got a car that's actually being built by them, which a lot of people's are, but you know, like I got the content and I got, you know, everything that I've done with it, and they felt like I was deserving of an award. So huge shout out to the judges, Zach, Joe, and everybody else who shared their opinion about everybody's cars who were there and then gave me the award for it. So now that we're back, Peck's over here, Brandy's over here. Brandy's front end's been making some funny sounds, and this car's 30 years old. She's already had 1 caliper seize, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace the hubs in the front and then the calipers in the front and get this thing safe. I have to change
Behind the scenes. Look at that.
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?
They got Brandy in the car pumping brakes. Having fun, bud?
Sort of. There's aftermarket brake lines on here, and there's like a weird crush washer situation going on. So I'm trying to figure out the right combination of stacking these crush washers to make this work effectively.
You got that?
Yeah, I'll get her figured out. It's a little strange, but we'll get it.